All righty. Let's get ourselves situated here. Okay, so let me put it back on comments. Oh, let me turn off my phone. It's like echoing.
At least you
There you
pressed live.
go.
Welcome
Okay,
in,
so we've got
everyone.
Kim. We've got Kim in, and we've got Scott in, and everybody hit the subscribe right off the bat. Hit the subscribe and hit the
Yep.
notification bell. Woo, woo,
Yep.
woo. As Drew says,
Don't make
woo,
We'll,
me come on
woo.
my broomstick to hunt you down, guys.
we'll,
Get
we'll
alone.
find you. We'll get the wolfhounds out.
Yeah. So,
What's
we're
howling?
going to touch base today, even though Sherry and Drew touched base a week or so ago. We actually had this live stream scheduled like what 2 or 3 weeks ago, and everything kept happening with this one thing after another. Oh, okay. Scott
Right
says
this
got a
one.
sub, Mister Go. Yay!
Yeah,
Cool beans.
great there. Mm-hmm.
And
Well, stay
cool.
there.
Yeah. Hey, Stephanie. Now,
Hi,
Stephanie, too, if you
Kevin.
want to come up, girl, let us know. And Drew will send you the link to come up if you
Mike,
want to.
yeah,
So,
just let
we
us
were
know
going to
tonight.
talk about the witchy thing. And so we'll just touch base with that for a bit since they did it on their channel already because we kept postponing this one. And then we can talk about anything y'all want to talk about. Welcome in, Diane. Um,
Welcome.
so, for the people that'll be watching this later on, Drew, you want to start with introducing yourself? She's my
Yeah, sure.
co-host, and Sherry. I keep seeing the Willow first, and that's confusing me because I want to say the Sherry first on her thing. and yeah, so they'll introduce themselves, and then I'll introduce myself. Okay, go for it, my
Yeah.
co-host Drew.
Okay. Welcome in, everybody. For the ones that know me, you know that I'm Drew from Drew's Paranormal Vlog. For the ones that don't know me, hello, I am Drew's from Drew's Paranormal Vlog. My first name isn't Drina, but my witchy name is Athena. So you can can't call me either, guys. Drew, Andrina, Athena. I will answer to anything, I promise. I do a little bit of witchy stuff, a little bit of spiritual stuff, and we'll go over that in a minute. That's what we're annoyed at. So with spirituality stuff, tarot readings, and remember, guys, this is the weather changing in Scotland now. So my new Woodland Adventures business will be up and running as soon as the weather gets good enough. That's what I'm waiting on. So keep an eye on my channel, guys, for all the paranormal stuff. It is coming soon, and you are going to love it because it's paranormal with a difference, and nobody's done what I do.
And she's
You'll
coming
love
to
it.
me. Don't forget me. You're coming down to me as
Yes.
well.
Yep, and I'll be going to
All
Sherry's
right,
within the month. So watch that.
that's gonna be some videos. Okay,
Yeah,
so then
it's going to
now
be
we
great.
have Sherry that'll introduce herself, and I gave her full permission to eat all she wants on my channel because we're only human beings, and sometimes this is the only chance that we get to grab a bite to eat. Drew, if you want to finish
Yeah.
eating too, you can. I think she
No,
had a big old chunk
stop.
of chicken earlier. Okay, so we're ready for our guest to introduce herself.
Oh, yummy. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
Willow, also known as Sherry. That's my normal name. Willow is my witch name. Obviously, like my sisters, I'm an investigator. I'm a witch. I do spiritual stuff. I do card readings. Do all the divinization. Um, at the minute, I've been away because I've got some personal things going on. But I am going to be back round. So just keep an eye out on my channel, guys. I am going to be trying to get some more stuff uploaded and I'm doing a couple of weeks of a spiritual thing, like to reconnect myself, and I'm going to do a lot of meditations and hopefully learn you guys how to do like your connection with Mother Earth a little bit more deeper. So there is going to be a lot of
yes.
those videos coming out. So if you're interested in all the spiritual and all the paranormal and all the strange and unknown, then me and my sisters are most definitely the person for you. And please make sure you hit that like button. Lots of love and light.
Alrighty. And of course, I am Mystical Love and Light. That is my spiritual name. Unlike unlike Sherry and Drew goes by witches, I go by spiritual. That's how I refer to myself. It's all pretty much the same thing. Everybody check out Sherry right now. So when you watch this later, you rewind that like 2 or 3 times and watch her.
Look at them, you're trying to
Because
balance yourself.
yeah, it's all the same. Hey, Carrie, it's all pretty much the same thing of just how you do things, what it's called, how you name yourself, what you go by.
Yeah.
My real name is Rochelle, but I go by Mystical Love and Light, which everybody normally
Will always
refers
be
to me
mystical
as
to me.
Mystical. Yeah. And on my channel, okay, so I have an Etsy shop. I sell a lot of Etsy stuff. I have an eBay shop and Macari shop that I sell a lot of, like collectibles and vintage items, things like that. I do paranormal
And witchy stuff
investigations.
because she's a witch.
And my husband and I, we go dig crystals and stuff like that, and we're homesteading. So I just kind of pretty much, I put a lot out there, and a lot of people would probably think I put my whole life out there, but I don't. There's a lot of personal stuff that I don't put out there, and so I do like pendulum and um, just different things. I actually have my phone here. I'm looking at it for my playlist because I do so much things I can't even remember all the things that I do. But we do stuff
Oh,
the strange
okay,
and
guys, just wait for
unknown.
me. Here we go.
So hello, Meadow Sage. So I won't bore you and go through the whole list. What I will do is say, check out my
Well,
channel and look at the playlist, and I'm sure there's something in there for the Magical Garden from last year that you'll find. But don't just subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed to Drew and to Sherry. Also, subscribe to them, please. It always helps all of our channels and the algorithm and all of that. So, what
yeah.
Stephanie say? She said, "LOL, it froze up again." And Sherry's taking a big bite of food. Good thing I didn't screenshot that. She would kill me. Oh, please do next time.
No, don't you
Screenshot
dare.
it.
No. Imagine me with a bloody sausage in my mouth. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Dang, Sherry, you have a big sausage there, girl.
Oh yeah, big sausage. I don't like small. I do
Oh,
not
man,
like small.
Chicken's better. Well, chickens are a bit more right.
See,
I've got
now
a
those are true witches. We were talking, you talk about food and then boom, there's food on the screen. See how that works?
And also, guys, when you do a mystical say about being a spiritual practitioner and that, when I do say no, she's not, she's a witch, I am just bantering. I know that for a lot of people, then they're not comfortable with calling themselves witches, or there's a reason why they can't. So we do understand that. It's just I like to wind sister mystical up all the time when she says it. Because
and I love to watch her face.
Look at the bloody background to tell me she's not a witch. Come on.
and so if anybody gets a chance to screenshot her with her mouth open, take the chance. Do it.
Just do it.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so
I get it. See, but I get it about the spiritual stuff, right? To let you understand, Mystical's always said she's spiritual. We've always said we're witches. But this is what we're going to talk about today, guys, because I get it now why she says that, especially when we're all on social media. Because I used to be able to put witchy this, witchy that, witchcraft and things all over my channel. And at one point, it didn't affect the algorithm at all. It really didn't. But in the last couple of weeks and things, I've been noticing that a lot of my videos don't do so good as they used to do. So I tested it on the TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy has like an app that you can go on into before you post a video, and it lets you know your tags. It's about £12 a month or something, but it's worth it, guys, if you're a creator, because it helps you focus your videos on getting into the algorithm. So I did the A/B test thing on it, and do you know something? Witchcraft, for talk's sake, will say 12 points. I replaced that where for spirituality, and it went away up to like 80 points. Or no, wait a minute, I'll tell you the true figures. I put witchy on it, and it was something like 28% or something. It only went to, and then I replaced witchy with spiritual, and it went right away up to like 82, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's percent
Yeah.
how good your video will do. And I thought, oh my God, you
Yeah.
know?
Spiritual or spirituality, it will shoot way, way up there. But if
But
you
it's wrong
put
though.
words like witches or demon, which like when I do the book and I read the cryptids out of it,
Yeah.
and I put in the title demon because that is the section that I'm reading out of the book, it may get only 2 or 3 or 4 views. That's it.
Yeah.
Where other ones are way up there like
Even
400, 500 or something. But if you put
yeah,
like the demon word or whatever, then they won't even, it won't even, it
yeah,
won't show because the algorithm rhythm will end up. But I do that and put it so if some people are leery and don't want to click on it, whether it's their belief or their religion, or they're not comfortable, then they won't because it's right there, in the title, so
yeah,
they have
yeah.
a choice.
I
So
just think it's not fair, and I know why the guys. I know why the algorithm
No.
has went so off whack with it. If a lot of people, I mean, a lot of you probably watch TikTok, but there's a lot of the girls that don't watch TikTok. But for the ones that don't watch TikTok, to let you understand, and it's not just TikTok, guys. It's fully Instagram used to be quite bad for it as well, but I do believe Instagram's kind of cut down a lot of it. And what it is, guys, anybody can say they're a witch or they're spiritual or anything. We all know that. And a lot of these people will sit just live stream in one spot, and behind them it'll look really witchy, much like this. And they'll say, like, okay, do you want a tarot reading? And we'll get to another bit about how they're targeting people as well in a minute. But people are trusting that these people are readers. So they're going like, okay, I'll give you a super chat, say for $5 to read my cards. And then just remember, guys, if these people aren't connecting to their guides, to their spiritual self, whoever you want to think it is, they're not going to give you a proper message. Because what if that reader tells you, okay, your guides are telling you that um, this new job interview you're going for, it's not for you. Or the next job you're going for is for you. So you apply for the wrong job. It is so important that you know your readers. It takes like a 5 minute search when you go onto TikTok, Instagram, or whoever. Make sure that you're Googling that person, or even just scroll up their page, look at some of their other social media stuff. It's just so important that you don't trust the wrong people with your spiritual path. And this is why I think a lot of the algorithm has went down with the word witch and witchcraft. It's because of all the imposters that are saying that they're witches. And on Facebook right now, especially, if you're in any of the witchy groups, it's in the minute like you're in the witchy group and there'll be new people all come in and out all the time, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm a reader," and you'll say, "Can you tell me what card you're drawn to or something?" You'll say, "Oh, maybe I'm drawn to B." They go straight to Messenger and they start saying, okay, you wanted B, right, this is what it says. And then they'll say things like, and I've tested this, guys, I've done it before, and I told them not to be crazy. And they start saying things like, okay, you've got a message for your spirit guides here. They want to tell you that you're going down a great path, that you've just to watch out for one little thing. They see like a dark entity behind you, or they see that there's somebody not so good in your life. And us as spiritual beings, we can say, okay, I can fix that myself then, is that's what you see. But imagine if you were somebody that didn't know your spiritual path, you didn't know your tarot readings or how to overcome such negative emotions around you. These people start having to pay these people money. They'll say, okay, if you give me £100, I can go now buy brandy, I can go buy some sage, I can go buy this, and this to offer my spirit guides so they come and get rid of this for you. So they get roped into giving out money for different reasons. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen it as well with a lot of the people that will reach out after it. They'll say that they've had to keep giving donations every month and things because the entity that's keeping these things away from them need paying every month. So therefore you get
No,
roped into a cycle of having to pay these people £50 or whatever each month just to keep the negativity away from you. It's so important, guys, that you
it
do your
is, but
research
that
before
sort
you
of thing
trust
pisses me off. You
anyone.
don't need to keep bloody paying a practitioner to keep something away from you. Like when you're a proper practitioner and that, and that people come to you, you'll do that, and they will give you instructions on how to keep your home calm, cleansed. We don't bloody charge you every month to keep some our energies in your house. That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
It does not happen,
yeah,
and like Scott said,
yeah,
as witches, we do get bad names. We do. And it's disgusting because we're like, a lot of us really care about our practice
yeah.
and who we are. Okay. And
It's
we should be
because it
able to
works.
openly say who we are. And it pees me off because whether you're a witch or a spiritual practitioner or anything, we're all using the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. We're all witches, whether you want to say it or not. Okay. It's just that
Yeah,
everybody likes to say it differently. I just think it pees me off. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
passionate about things like this, and I really don't like the way that some of these girls, and not even just girls, there's gentlemen doing it as well.
Uh, well, what
You got
they
these ones
do.
that are
oh,
putting these
there's men doing
videos out on them and saying, look what
Mhm.
they're doing and that, but you're no better than the person you're talking about because you're sitting there ripping everybody out.
Or they'll
No,
come on, especially like on Facebook, or I don't do TikTok,
no, I
but
don't.
even like on Instagram, or they'll come on and they'll say, I'll do a reading for you, just, type in reading or whatever. And then they come up later
it.
and then they're like charging you and say, well, you owe me X amount of money for doing your reading, which
Yes,
is a bunch of crap because if they're going to
No,
charge, that's one
wrong.
thing to do it up front to say they're charging, then you have the option.
yeah,
But then afterwards,
yeah,
those are the fake ones that come up afterwards, and then they try to say that, that you owe them some money. So
yeah.
it's like if you don't know them, it's best to not get tangled up with them because a
I'm in a
lot of
group.
Yeah.
people a lot of
I'm in a few
people
groups.
yeah, they think it's like the TV, you snap your fingers and then, things happen. Well, I snapped my
Touch your
fingers
nose.
earlier with Sherry and Drew and their
It's not
food
just that.
happened. But
It's not just that, but they watch you. I've noticed it, right? Because not being funny, everybody on Facebook here, they always write up when they're having a few problems or if something really horrible's happened. A lot of these guys will go around and look on the profiles, take what's going on in that person's life and use that to
mhm,
get to them and to get them to pay, yeah.
Yes,
And
mhm,
I think that's just
yeah,
wrong. Like, I had it
mhm,
done to me recently because I've lost my godmum and I've lost my friend and stuff. Somebody see that I put that up, they come saying, I've got a message from your mate. I turned around and told the person to F off. Don't even bother trying to go past me. I'm a witch, love. And I do
yeah, it's
readings. I
bad.
don't need you to tell me if my mate's ill or not. I know
yeah,
Yeah,
if my mate's ill or
mhm,
not. I said, don't come doing your scamming on me. I said, I've been
mhm,
watching you for weeks with the people you go up to. I said, and a
right,
lot of these
yeah,
people you've gone to, I've looked on their profile and I've seen that they've lost someone. So you're very good at scamming them and making them believe that, their loved
yeah.
ones there. I said, you're a very sick person to
mhm.
do shit like that. Excuse my
It's
language.
a
Sorry,
And
it's
that's
a
Mystical. But
did
it's
you
okay. It's a
always call
power thing
yourself
for them.
Christian?
yeah, but what do you
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
out
you're
of lying to
definitely
people and telling people that their loved one's there? What do you get out of lying and making people feel like that? You know what I mean?
no,
Like, I'm not being funny. All these stupid things that they say witches doing that. Oh, we'll tell you to leave your relationship and we'll tell you what boyfriend does this and no,
well,
we
that's what
don't.
we were
We
talking
would never
about.
tell you to end
Yeah,
your relationship.
I guarantee you that but 99% of people that do readings or spiritual stuff will not reach out to you in Messenger out the blue and say, oh, by the way, I've got a message for you from one of your guides. If we do that, it's probably a positive net message to tell you, I'm sorry if you get up. And I would never do it. I would never do this, even if I think I have got a message for you. I would never reach out and say, I've got a message for you from your spirit guides and randomly contact you because I don't know what state of mind you are in when I send that message. So no
No.
spiritual being or spiritual practitioner should reach out to anybody
You
on
don't
social
chase
media
your people.
privately. You just don't know.
You don't chase your people.
Yep. Yeah, if you have
Put
a
a
good
little
reputation,
status up saying I do card readings. If anybody needs any help or needs a reading, please reach out to me. That's all you've got to bloody do. You don't chase the people. You know what I mean? Let them
Yeah.
come to you.
yeah, I was just gonna say that if you have a good reputation and you are well known, people's gonna come to you. Now, I do certain things like on my Etsy shop that I have advertised, and it's advertised there, like for the pendulum, like a yes no answers, or the osteomancy or what all. But it's there if they want it. It's up to them if they want to purchase that off of Etsy. But
Yeah.
you don't go telling everybody that you are something that you're not, because you see other people doing things, and you want that prestige, you want that power. Yes, we all can do card readings, and we're all good at it,
I've
meaning
learned to.
us here on the panel. But we're not we've done this for years. We're in touch with our guides, for years. It's not some floozy you're gonna find on Facebook that, like Sherry says, that they've already read they see your face there, your name, they click on your profile, and they start trying to catch up with everything and try to get bits and pieces, and then offer a reading and then tell you stuff that because you put it on there. What else, are they going to tell you? Nothing, because
Exactly.
they're not true to themselves.
Exactly. I've got friends and people at the minute that are going through some really hard crap, and I haven't gone up to them going, do you want a reading to try and help your feelings now? No, you have the compassion. Have some compassion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, who
And this
goes
is what
and dwindles on people's feelings when they've just lost someone? Why is somebody going to want to sit there and talk to their dead loved one when they've just lost them? Why would they want to? Why would you be so inappropriate to do that to them? Leave them alone. If they want to talk and they want something, they'll come and ask you. Leave them alone. Let them mourn.
Yeah.
Let them get over the pain and whatever. Disrespectful people. I'm sorry.
YouTube doesn't.
People like that. If I wish I could wave my wand and they'd turn into a goddamn frog, because you wouldn't come back from being a frog, I tell you.
I wanted to turn somebody into a frog just recently, but I held back.
Yeah, no. You have to sometimes, don't you? You have to, like, no, behave.
I just love that and it broken through.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. My thing
All
on
I did was laugh.
my bit broke off.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got my ball bit, but you've got the little black bit on the top, sis. Mine all ripped off. It all come off. I was like, what the?
Huh.
That can't be a real crystal then if it snaps like that.
Well, some of them can. Some of them can. Some people believe when crystals break. Okay, there's two beliefs here. Well, I'm sure there's more, but two of them mostly that I know of.
Yeah.
But some people believe that when the crystal breaks, that it's done its job and it's meant to just be put in rest. Another thing that I have always felt, that if a crystal breaks in half, that other half was meant to give to someone very special in your life, where they have half and you have half. I've always felt that also.
Jerry, I'll bring you half because you bought me this, so that makes sense.
Hi, Dobby Socks. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still sad because it's a wand. That should be on there. It's not for anything else. It was for you to be able to use in your magic and whatever. You know what I mean? So
No, I don't want. No, I don't want. I don't understand it. That one sits up there all the time.
You might have to get some glue, sis, and glue it back together or something.
Yeah, I'll have a wee look at it.
Because like you've got that little black bit, ain't you, on the top of it? Well, my black bit come off. It won't stick back on it. It just fell off, and I was like, hang on a minute, I was only using it. And it fell off. And I was just like,
it's nice to see you, Dobby. I'm glad you're back on YouTube.
Hello, sis.
it's your
Long time no
crystal, so you
see.
can. It's your crystal, so it's however you feel about, you know, how you want to take it,
Yeah.
or maybe you have a whole different other,
Well, I
thought
don't mind
behind
if
it.
she
But
wants to give me a bit of it, she can. But I would prefer her to mend it, and
Yeah, I'll
you
try
know,
and
that's
mend it.
hers. I bought that for her.
I'll
That
do
was
my
my
best
gift to
when I
her.
go.
That's my sister gift to her. That was my sister
Yeah,
gift for all of the
yeah.
support and the love she dealt me through and got me through the really dark times. That's why I got her that. You know what I mean?
that's so
So
cool.
And I appreciate.
That is so cool.
What is Scott saying? I've learned talking my guide. Oh yeah, we read that one, didn't we? Definitely, Scott.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
That's what it is. Keep talking. Do you want to know? I've truly connected. I mean, I always talk to myself anyway, going around the home. But I usually now I try and I talk to my guys as I'm going about my daily life. And a lot of people will probably think I'm talking to myself. But I'm really just putting in place to my guys what I want, what I'm trying to achieve. And I go along on like that all day long talking to them and things. And I feel that's got a huge part to play in how I'm so far on in my journey because I'm constantly on my spiritual path. It's not something I bring out the closet for an hour or two a week or something,
Hmm.
every day.
Because
And
no.
it's
you'll
you.
find this,
That's
guys, the
you.
minute that you start
Hmm.
realising, yeah, that it is who you are. You just can't help
Hmm.
it. I always thought that I was making stories up in my head. I would get these downloads and I would think, where did that come from? Why am I making up stories about people? And I would never say anything to anybody. And it's not until the last month or two that I've realised these messages are coming from higher beings for me to say
Hmm.
out loud at the time, or for to just know within myself that this is the
Yeah,
way the life is. So
and that's what they
you
do.
have
They do that.
to be in tune. You have to know the connection. Yeah.
And that's the
Hmm.
thing when you're doing your casting and you're doing your readings and you're doing your things like that. When you come to our readings and we do your readings or we do a casting or a spell and that, it doesn't mean that what we're doing for you is going to happen straight away. What you've got to remember is when we do readings and we do castings, we do anything like that, what we're asking to be put out into the universe is decided by Mother Earth and Mother Nature and the universe. So it happens when
Hmm.
it's supposed to happen. So as you go
Hmm.
into someone and them saying to you, okay, I'll do this and tomorrow you'll have what you want. That's just crap. It happen when
Hmm.
they want it to happen and when it's
Yeah.
meant to happen. It
Yeah. Because
doesn't
see,
happen like that.
yeah, I tell people
Yeah,
what I do is I flag it so that the universe, so the spirits, so your higher self, for the source, so that it can be flagged and then they take notice. That's
that's
what
what I'm
I do.
saying. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I
you
open
call
up the
out to them.
door and then now it's in their hands, because not all, if a working doesn't work, and if you know what you're doing and you
That's
go
what
to
I'm saying,
somebody
and everyone always
reliable.
says it, don't
Yeah,
they?
it doesn't matter
Or they'll
if
say that I can guarantee it'll work. You can't guarantee that
exactly.
something's going to work. If it's not meant
Yeah.
to happen and it's not meant to be that sort of
Yes.
spell, it ain't going to work. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because I
So
tell people they have
always,
to move this, they have to move that, they have to rearrange this has to happen, that one has to be moved. And if it doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to be. I
exactly,
just
Yeah.
I
exactly.
just stay with that. It's gone through the
And
whole
just don't fall
process.
for everybody all the time, guys, like that
Mhm.
say stuff like that to you, like, oh, I can make it happen tomorrow. No, the universe and the energies decide if what should happen and what shouldn't happen, not anybody else.
Mhm.
We can sit there
Yeah.
cast for you, but it doesn't mean we're going to make it happen there and then. It'll be when they want it to happen or if it's meant to happen, like sisters just said. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Mhm.
so many people
Yeah.
out there. They take the word witch and they take the word power, and if they think that they're invincible and they can make anything happen, no, you cannot.
So
You are the worker of the
absolutely.
divine.
Yeah.
You are not
Mhm.
the divine. You are not the god. You are not the goddess. You are the worker of the divine. That is what you are.
We're just the tool. We're just their tools. I mean, I've
Mhm.
seen me having to do a working, and you're having to put like 5 or 6 different things in place, and that's to get round people's blockages, guys. It's not just
Yep.
okay. Let me do that candle magic. That's it done. Okay, you've now got the dream job. You've got to try and get round different blockages. When your client starts to talk to you, that's how you always do like a consultation with them, and you want to know okay, what kind of job have you had before? What field do you like to work in? Is, like there's different questions that you ask these people, and that's so that when you go to do the working, that you know the barriers you need to bypass, such as if he's not got a lot of confidence, then you've got to build up that confidence first as well. So it's a process. It's not just as quick as, okay, I'm going to do a quick candle, and you'll go get the
Some
job.
people will
about
ask.
it, manifesting on it, and what you've got to remember as well is the first moment of your spell is not when you come to the practitioner, it's when you think about what you're wanting and when you're wanting that guidance. That's the first start of your spell. So it's always very important to remember what you're wanting and have it clear, and when you come to that person, that they speak clearly and open to you, but correctly as well. Because what you've got to remember, it's not just about picking up your wands and sitting at your, it's the words and the manifestation. That is the most important thing in your spell work. And if you don't do it correctly and you don't go to the right person, anything can happen.
It's just like what we were saying on the live stream that Sherry and I did. It's so important, guys, to trust the right person. What if they tell you to go for the next job, but the next job really doesn't suit you? It's so important, I feel, to do it. I mean, it doesn't even matter about what the spell is or the tarot reading. It's important that you go and you trust these people. Look back their social medias, maybe look back a couple of their social medias, see if they've always done it, see if they've done it see if they've even spoke about it 10 years ago. I don't know. Do your research is my point. Make sure you're happy at the person that's going to give you the reading or do the spell work or whatever you're petitioning them to do. It's your journey. It's your future that you're putting in these people's hands, is my point. That's what I wanted to ask you, Mystical, quickly. Have you always been mystical? Did you ever use the word witch? She's disappeared on me.
I think she's just left. Go to the fire, I think.
Yeah.
But that is the truth, though, guys. That is the truth. When you're doing magic and stuff, it's so like... it's not about being the most powerfulest and being able to do the most things. It's all about doing it the right way and correctly, because there's so much that you can put at risk by not doing it correctly. And like Sister Drew said, you do need to be able to trust the people that you go to, and you need to know that when you speak to them that they're going to be doing it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in all of this, like, I don't believe in it in the way that, like, you're going to sit there, you're going to go to somebody and they're just going to tell you your life story. They're going to tell you that you need to do this, you need to do that, and everything will happen. I just believe that everything is in the stars, in the world, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, okay? And I don't believe that when somebody comes to you and goes, I want my dream job, that it puts directly that dream job in your hand. It gives you that opening to finding the job you want. We're not making a certain place come to you and give you that job. What we're doing is opening you to finding a new job and to being happier in a new job. You know what I mean? That's what we're giving you, that facility. Anyone that goes, right, I can wave my wand, I can make your job tomorrow. No bullshit. You can't make them have their job tomorrow. You can help them to find it, but
sorry, I jumped up.
That's what I was going to ask.
I
was going to ask you, you always used the word mystical then, or was there a point in time where you said you're a witch? Mystical.
No, what I used to go by, I don't even remember what it was that I went by for a long time. You hear Merlin down there. I jumped up because I heard him meowing at the door, wanting in. He's sopping wet because it's pouring down rain.
Oh.
So I jumped up to go let him in. He's down there meowing. But I can't even remember when I first met Lady Grave Dancer. I went by another word. And then as time went on, I realized that word was scaring people away from me, because like the word witch, how some people kind of move away from it. I can't remember what it was to save my life, what it was now. And I went by it for years. And then hey, look who jumped up here. He's all wet.
Yeah.
Right on my keyboard.
Say hello.
And, yeah.
It's raining.
So I I sent my sister, Roxana, not CJ, the one that's always in the chat, but my other sister, Roxana, I sent her
Yeah.
a message and said, I'm going to change my handle, my name, because for some reason I feel like it's scaring people away from me. That's when I used to do a lot of
Yeah.
workings, a lot of big workings, you know.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's when I used to charge big bucks because of the work that I would do and all of the energy and all of that and
Exactly.
put it
Uh-huh.
into it. I mean, I was doing like I would limit myself 3 workings a day because it would zap your energy so
That's a
much.
lot.
So I had gotten a hold of
Yeah,
my
that's a lot
sister
as well for
and
me.
I wrote a lot of different names down and I told her, I said, if it were you, what name would you be more geared to go to? And Mystical Love and Light was one of them. And she
Right.
said, Mystical Love and Light. She goes, because right now
Right.
in the universe, that's what we're all changing into on the love and light part. That's where the world
Sure.
is going because they, you know, they always say things got to get worse before they get
Yeah.
better, that kind of thing. She said, and everything's going to rotate around
Yeah.
and it's going to be love and light. So that's why I went with the Mystical Love and Light, because of the future of changing from what I went by before compared to what it is now. So she kind of helped me pick out the name. I had a whole list and said, what would you pick? What
Yeah.
would you
It
be
does
more
seem
prone to
very
go
drawn.
to?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good, Scott. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying your dream jobs are not out there.
Yeah.
I'm saying you have to do a little
Definitely.
bit of work to get it. You can come to us, we can give you the spell, but you still got to put your side in and your work in as
Yes.
well. It ain't just going to happen. You need to manifest that as well. And, you know, a digging job, an archaeologist and that, absolutely amazing job to do, but you've got to put that energy into it so much. We can only do so much. You have to carry that on. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, you know.
Yeah, and you've
Yeah.
got to dig within yourself and find your confidence and things. And that's more where we come in. We more come in to help you find your dream job. We help you build you up. We help you decide
Yeah.
what you want, because maybe you don't even know what your dream job is. So we're kind of working, our guides are really working with your guides to figure all this out. And the working, the spell work, it comes in more to move the universe in a direction to get you. It's not putting things in your place for you to
Hmm.
achieve it. It's moving things around so that the universe aligns, so that the proper people are in line with your path, so that your confidence is in line to speak to the people that come into your life. So it's a roundabout thing to really change the dynamics
And
of the way you think
Yeah,
and things
there.
like
yeah, and
that.
it's good.
And I do believe that
And
you're
it's good
getting
that you're
somewhere.
applying. Keep applying. That's all you can do, sweetheart. We can't
Hmm.
tell you when you're going to have a job and when it's going to happen. You have to just keep putting that energy into it and to
See,
make it
like,
manifest. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's so many things in this world at the minute, and people are finding it so difficult to find jobs that you've got to just keep at it. And at one point, something will drop, and you will find a job. Okay, it's not the
Hmm.
end. It's taking time. There's so much going on in this world at the minute, and jobs are a bit short. Just keep putting that energy in there, and when it's
Hmm.
meant to happen, it'll happen. It will
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
See, because like when I used to do all of those workings, like I had a lady come to me. She's of course I won't ever give names out. That's something personal. But she was in Canada.
Yeah.
No, was she in Canada? Yeah, she was in Canada. I think she moved from like I don't know, one of the third world countries or something. I don't know. It was someplace. But anyway,
Right.
she was like extremely smart. She's like one of those chemist people that know all about like your DNA and your
Okay.
biological insides and stuff, all of that.
Well,
Extremely smart.
uh,
She couldn't get a job. She
well,
she was like so overqualified, she couldn't get a
yes.
job. So
Yeah.
she asked me for my help, and that's when I used to charge for workings, and I did,
Sure.
a
Got
lot
to.
of stuff on the workings. Now I don't do them for people no more. We do stuff
Yeah.
like this and try to empower people. So what I did was I said, okay, so what kind of job do you want? So she said there was a company there that did all of that, but they, they weren't hiring. It was under the COVID thing. They weren't
Right. Okay.
hiring, and she said she had put in 3 applications, and she had even talked to people there, and they would not hire her. So I said, okay, send me the information I need, like of the company's name, the people in charge of hiring. I want any information you
Yeah.
have
Every
on
detail.
them. I want
Yeah.
everything. She got me everything I asked for, and I started working on it. Doing a
Yeah.
sweetener jar, because you have to pull in the ones in charge. You have to sweeten them to know, to notice you, to do all these things. So
Exactly.
it's just not lighting a candle and doing a working. I mean, I
You
worked
wish.
on it for days with all the information that I had. And
Exactly.
I told her, I said, what's going to happen is, I said, you got to give me time. There's a lot of things that need to be changed. They're not hiring. You've already put in applications and talked to them, and it's not a go. So I did all of this, and I put so much energy into it. And then I told her, what's going to happen is you're going to get a call, and you're going to go in, and don't give them all the information of everything you know. You're overqualified. They're going to feel like you're going to take their job. That's the reason they don't want you.
Yeah.
I said, you're going to have to take a back I said, you're going to have to take a back seat. You're going to have to just answer their questions. Don't give out all of this other information, about yourself. You don't lie to them, but they don't want to feel threatened by you. So I told her, I said,
Yeah.
what we're going to do is I'm going to have it to where you're going to get your foot in the door. You're going to get hired, but you're going to get hired part-time, because you're going to have to go in and you're going to have to prove yourself to them, so that they know that they didn't make a mistake with you,
Right.
that you're an asset to the company. They're not going to have no regrets. And she said, okay. And then I won't say how much time went by. Like I say,
Yes.
I'm trying not to put too much information out there. And sure enough, she sends me a message and said she got a call from that person that she sent me the information. She told me when she has her appointment and everything. And I said, okay. And then it was like a week after that, she called and said she got the part-time job. And I said, okay.
Brilliant.
And I said, so from then, I said, I don't need to know any other thing. That's up to you now. You have to prove yourself to them that they didn't make a mistake, But people
Exactly.
think you just snap your fingers and do it. No. Everybody
It's not
involved
that
in the
simple.
hiring process, yes, has to be pulled into a working, because you have to learn their ins and outs, all of,
Sure.
how did they get that position, even though they're not hiring. That's why they're going to take you in part-time, so that they can
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
you out and see how things are. So as far as
And
I
there
know,
is
Yeah.
so
she's still
much to
there.
cast in a spell for someone as well,
Yes,
because obviously
yes.
everything that how they're feeling. Like I've had clients that have come to me and they've said they've needed a little bit of help with a job or something, but they're not feeling very confident. So I've had to do something to give them confidence, something to see past that fear. And then it's had that, and not only that, like the sisters are saying, like people just think we get a spell candle out, just put the
Mhm.
spell candle on and that's it, it's done. It's not. We have to
Mhm.
charge our
Yeah.
tools, we have to talk to the people, we have to find out
Mhm.
where their
That's why I do show.
weaknesses are, to build the weaknesses up so that they are in a better
Mhm.
position and more confident. And then obviously, yeah, you have to explain to them that they have to carry on the procedure, they have to keep putting the energy in and things like, there's so much to cast and spell. It isn't as simple as just getting a spell candle out, write on it, and it's done. That's not how
That's why.
Yeah.
it works.
Well,
If it was
yeah,
that
Yeah.
simple, our
But
job would
yeah,
be a lot easier to do.
yeah.
Believe me.
Because people don't realize we put time in, whether we go out and forage for our stuff. It's our time. It's our, gas money. It's our knowledge of knowing what we need. It's the cost of the items that we do need. Our tools. But mostly it's our energy that you can't put a price on, that people go,
Mm-mm.
well, that's an awful lot, isn't it? Well, Okay, can you do it yourself? It's that simple. You know, it took us time to learn what we learned. It took years for us to learn, you know, all of the herbs and the flowers and the roots, you know, and all of this stuff. It's just not, like we say, it's just not lighting a candle, doing a prayer, and boom,
Oh
you know,
God,
it's done.
if it was that
So,
simple that we could just get a candle out, write on it and do it and that'd be done, it'd be so much more simpler in our life and in our workings. But that is not how it works
Yeah.
out. It isn't.
yep,
So much goes into it.
You've got to plan
yep,
it. Yeah, you've got to talk to the client, whoever it is, you've got to
mm-hmm,
talk to them, get their name, get their circumstances of where they are, what they're wanting, the circumstances around what they're wanting. And make sure as well, guys, you've got to make sure that the working that you're doing for them is what they truly want. Because sometimes people don't know what they want. They think that they want
uh-huh,
something. And then most of the time when you're talking to them, they realise, wait a minute, that's not what I really want. It's like me with my business. I wanted to open broomsticks and pentagrams. But once I went down that process of opening it, I realised, wait a minute, my broomsticks and pentagram shops are already up and running. I want to be like a spiritual advisor, a no paranormal influencer, like a paranormal researcher and things. I want that to be my passion in life. The
mm-hmm,
witchcraft stuff's who I am. So that is why
yeah,
you've got to really know what you want. I didn't know that that's what I really wanted to do as a living until I started to try and open my shop. And I went through the process of doing that business
mm-hmm,
school a couple of weeks ago. Then I realised, wait a minute, this is my chance to go
yeah.
further.
It's okay,
So you don't know
Stephanie.
what you want.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's how it's been with me and that, like recently and that, like through all of the stuff I've been going on, I've been sitting there thinking about my real true line. Obviously, yeah, once a witch, always a witch. You're always going to be a witch. You're always going to care about other people and do whatever. Like,
mm-hmm,
yeah, but there's always going to be different lines
Um,
and ways we go down. But you know, like I've always had a fascination with the dead. Okay.
yes.
So my line of job that I'm going into, I will be working with the dead.
Yeah.
And
Good.
somebody come forward to somebody the other day and they go, no, like we wouldn't be able to do that. But I know somebody that'd
mm-hmm,
be perfect for that. Sherry will be amazing for that. So I'm going to be doing ceremonies and stuff for the dead. Like people that are witches,
mm-hmm,
shaman, anything like that, I will be doing their speeches and doing their ritual things at their funerals, like to send them over. And so I'm going into
yeah,
that side of things. So I've always wanted to work with the dead.
Yeah.
I just didn't know which side it was meant to be, but I found my pathway now. So
yeah, that's good.
I'm becoming
Thank
a
you.
dame.
Well,
I'm being
yeah.
made into a dame to do so I can do
Yeah,
the services and have my own
cool,
business and that. Yeah.
That is
cool.
amazing,
Thank you,
sister. You will be
Dobbies. The cat's
perfect at that.
actually a stray. It showed up at the door one time meowing, and uh, Lee opened
Tell
up
her
the
the
door
story
and
about
said, "There's a black cat
photobomb.
out here." What?
Photobomb disappeared, and then Marilyn came out the woods a couple of weeks later, didn't he? And moved in.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's just he's always act like he's been here forever.
He's
I
been
mean,
here
it's weird. He
forever.
knew
Yeah.
exactly where the food was, where I used to feed Velvet. I mean, you know, Velvet's been gone for what now, almost a year. So there ain't been no food, no bowl there, nothing. And he comes straight in and walks straight over there and meows like, "Where's my food?" It's like, what? You know, he has a big place on him
Makes
like
you
this on his
wonder.
side. On
Yep.
his side, he I guess he had gotten up underneath a vehicle. I'm thinking the tractor's across the road, and he got oil
Right.
in that spot, and the oil
Right.
hardened on him,
Right.
and I was trying to get it off. It was just hard. I mean, it was like glued, got glued to him.
Right.
So I laid him down, and he put up with me long enough that I could cut all of the hair around it. That's why there's a spot this big, because I cut all the hair around it, and the spot was like this. And I tried to get it off, and I couldn't. And I tried to like cut pieces off. It was hard as a rock, and I couldn't. And I told him, I said, "So you're gonna have to get it off yourself," because I took all the hair off around it so that it wouldn't keep clumping on it. And so
Yeah.
last week he was in here for a whole week, except when he would go out to use the bathroom. And I could see him, and he worked and he worked and he worked on trying, because it's on his side, trying to get it
Yeah.
off. And then a day before Lee got home, you know, because he broke down, so he was late coming in. And I saw that he finally got it off, and he slung his mouth, and it went over. And I got a paper towel and picked it up, put it in the trash. But he got it off. But I had to like cut a whole section of hair off around it so he could just concentrate on that one part, and all his hair wouldn't keep clumping to it. So I showed
There
it
was
to
something
Lee, and Lee was like,
done as well. What was? Oh, the fence, the electric fence. No, it was a tap. What else was it he done?
It
You
was
says,
the fence
I'm
for the
telling
magical
Merlin.
garden. Yeah. Yeah,
It
it was a fence on the magical garden. So some of you that hasn't heard this story, since he just showed up over here, well, he was in the back, and Lee had just put the tarp over the top, the roof, and he jumped up on it, and Lee got mad, and Lee's like, you need to get off of there. And he's told me, he goes, I just put that up there, and the cat's gonna tear it all up. So I just named him Merlin. I don't know what his name was, but I named him Merlin. And I said, Merlin, if you want to come back and be accepted here, you cannot jump on that tarp again. Lee's going to get mad at you. So then the next day, Lee was outside working in the magical garden, you know, and the cat was on the back side and jumped, because we have that big gate. He jumped straight up, cleared it on the other side, and Lee was like, I said, well, I guess he's welcome now. He did not touch the fence. He listened. He didn't touch the tarp. So now he's welcome. So he's been welcome ever since. So he comes and goes as he wants. So I don't know where he goes to when he disappears. Yeah. So he's down here laying down. But you know, I'm in here.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know, I'm in here, my door's open, and he came in here after I let him in. He went to go eat, and he come in here. Then he jumps up here with me. The whole time he's in the house, that door is open, because you know how cold it gets in here. So I leave the door open. He's not once ever come in here on his own. Never. He doesn't come in here. He doesn't, because the first thing I thought, oh Lord, if he jumps on the shelves, everything's coming down.
Whoa.
Not once has he ever. Yeah, that was my fear, that he would jump up there and everything would just come crashing. But not once has he come in here unless I'm actually in here. It's like he
There'll
is
be a
so
World War III on
smart.
Mystical's camera when she sees all her jars all over the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
You run it. When I was doing aromatherapy, it emptied out about 23 of my essential oils all over my bedroom floor when I stayed. Our Kerry was only about 6 or something at the time. Every single essential oil, and I'll tell you, I had the nicest smelling bedroom in the fully West Mahego. It smelled beautiful for months. Well, the essential oil it was called.
Yeah, exactly.
It is heavenly. Dash has done it. Dash has knocked stuff of mine over off the table when it's been open, and I've been doing a spell, and I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I let the pups in here?
Oh my goodness. That's scary. That just made my blood run cold. I thought, oh no.
Yeah, there is no way that I could. Scott, if you're a truck driver, my husband, that's what he does. He's a truck driver over the road. Right now he's on a dedicated run, but he's been over the road driving for 43 years, accident free. He's never had an accident. 43 years. And he had his knee injured. Also, he had to have his knee replaced. So yeah. He used to have to put his knee on the deal and push it down, because it would hurt so much, until he ended up, getting the surgery.
You will find your job, Scott. You will. It just takes time. You know what I mean? You will.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're more. See, when you first come into the chat, how long's he been here now? That's about a month or two. When you first came into our chat, think about your state of mind then. You were confused. You didn't know really where you wanted to go in life. But now you're a wee bit more focused. You know that you want to get a new job now. You know that you're a little bit more confident in things. So if you had wrote down when you first met us, if you had wrote down how you felt in your dreams and things, and now what, say 2 months later, if you looked back, you would see how far you've came in your journey. And remember, be
Exactly,
confident,
and you have.
because that means that you're progressing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Be proud
He
of
Oh
has
yeah.
come
yourself.
far. He has come far.
Hmm.
We have seen the difference in you, Scott, when you've come in the room, like compared to what you was like when you first. And that's what a lot of it is. It isn't just about getting your spells and things being done for you. It's about you finding yourself and being comfortable in yourself first. You know what I mean? Nobody can be anything they want to be if they're not comfortable in themselves. Like I was in the same predicament, obviously, like because I'm disabled and obviously the shop and the witch. There's got to be another way, and that's when my job prospered. And like everybody that spoke to me, I was like, why would you say that I would suit that? And they're like, Sherry, you would so suit sending the dead off. You would suit it so well, having the
Hmm.
sticks and doing the ceremonies. It's just you. You know
Since
how
you're
to
so good
speak.
at the
You know how
prayer
to say things.
things as
You've got a
well.
passion. You're
Yeah,
passionate. You've got a big heart. You
Hmm.
understand people. You read people's feelings. You'll be perfect.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
yep. A
sometimes you
humanist,
don't
that's
realise your
what
path till it happens.
yeah, they're called
So
humanists. Instead of getting a, it's when you die in Scotland or Britain, wherever here, we can get either a priest, a vicar, or whoever you want. And there's these people called humanists. A lot of my family have already got them when they've died. And Billy had a humanist. And basically, what it is they come out to see you and you tell them all about the person, about what they like to do, their dreams and everything, and they put it down in a little story so that when your family's there at the wake or the whatever you call it, I don't want to call it a reception because it's not a reception. At the wake, then they read it out as if your life's a story. And Sister Sherry would be so brilliant at that, you know.
yeah, this is like could
Hmm.
you like obviously the funeral service. So I'd be the actual speaker at the funeral service. So I would be like I work towards sending the people off and doing the doing them. I'm not doing them. Not doing just the Christian and stuff like that. I'm working more on the spiritual side, like witches, shaman, druids, people like that.
Right,
Nature-based
okay.
people,
Yeah,
right? So I would be
yeah.
doing like
And you
ceremonies
could
and
do
doing
it for normal
rituals
funerals.
to send to do them over to Mother Earth and to Mother Nature. It's literally land.
Yeah,
It's land rituals. That's what I would be doing, not for them and that. So
cool.
outside
That'd be
funerals,
so
outside
cool.
in nature.
I can't do
Yeah.
stuff with
Yeah.
funerals. Oh Lord, I don't even have to know the people. Somebody mentions to me somebody dies, and I immediately break out crying. I don't even know them. I've never met them before in my life, but I pull in so much
Very.
of their energy and so sadness that I'm like, Lord have
Well, no,
mercy. I just
I
can't
pick up
do
on
this.
energy and stuff, but I just I feel very at home with the dead, so I think I'd be very good at it. You know what I mean? Because I do have
Hmm.
Oh,
that side to me. And,
Yeah, see, I
yeah,
definitely,
would,
sir.
so,
even though we see the dead all the time, I couldn't get past. I wouldn't be able to get past like the feelings that people have, the emotion, because all the emotions would just be.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why when we were talking about,
Yeah.
because I got to go on the first, some being summoned to jury duty. I have no idea. Lee said there's like 100 people in there, and then they pick and choose who they want. Well, I'm hoping that they don't.
That would
I'm
be
hoping they don't
amazing.
pick me, even though I know it's our duty to do it, because it's like,
Yeah.
if it's just like a drug thing, hell, I work for the
yeah.
prison system. Hang the son of a bitch. I mean, like,
And that's what I said to my because it was my witchy godmum that said to me about it, and I said, yeah, no, that sounds like a really good job. I said, but they will have to. I am an emotional person, and that. And she goes, yeah, but
yeah.
you're very good at with your talking. You're very good at putting things out
Yeah.
there the way I when it comes to you being professional and needing to be professional, you're very good at doing it, and I am very good at
Well,
doing it. I can put my
Hmm.
mind
think.
into that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
If
Yeah,
I go in
you
and it's
make
something
yourself do
pertaining
it.
to somebody abusing the elderly or abusing a child, I'll be the same way.
See
Hang
that?
the son of a
Help
bitch. They won't want me on there.
Yeah. I don't think I could do jury duty because if it was something to do with somebody hurting somebody else, even if it was something simple, I would probably want to give them their character. I'd be like, do you know something? I'm not even going to judge you. Put them in the jail.
Like, I do worry about, like, when I do it, am I going to pick up on stuff about the person or how they died, or am I going to see that somebody in the audience was to do with it also? But, like, you've got to learn to just put that at bay, you know
Well,
what I mean? And be
Sherry,
like,
like me and you, they're liable to come to you and start talking to you while you're trying to do all of that. And they're like, telling you everything in your ear.
By the way, see
well,
while
I've been
you're
doing
here,
it.
can you just
I have been learning recently. Because I know that they're going to do that. I know they're going to jump me when I'm doing the service and whatever. Like, Sherry, like, you can't do it today. Not sitting with your family in front of me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna have to go.
and that's, you have to, like, learn to practice. And I've been standing in front of my mirror and learning how to keep a straight face and trying not to make it obvious somebody's standing in front of me trying to talk to me. You know what I mean? Because I have a tendency to go off and listen to what they're saying. Got to be focused, but yeah.
Okay, just stop the ceremony. Hey, Janet, we need to tell you, my Uncle Billy, or whoever it is telling me, he's standing right beside me and he wants to tell you that he's fine on the other side, okay? Right, okay, is there anybody else? Right, continue with the service, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to need a beer hat or something, like one of those beer hats with the visors so you can't see them in front of you. You just stand there with, like, a special hat on.
Sure, they're going to be coming to you.
What are you doing?
Sure, they're going to be coming to you. They're going to be saying, you better tell my friend, he better not go after my wife just because I'm gone. You tell him.
Oh, yeah, I bet you there will be people saying that. You speak to the dead.
Yeah.
You make sure you tell my husband that I'll be watching him and coming after him if he doesn't.
I know it. It's like, oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? It's a good job. I think you would enjoy something like that, you know?
You can have a deaf dollar or a deaf midwife.
That's what I was going to say to you as well. I don't know about you, Mystical, but Sister Sherry and I obviously were going to be meeting and things. And I wanted to ask you, have you ever done anything spiritual with anybody else? I mean, your Sister Sherry's going to try and do like a couple of little friendship bindings and things. Have you ever done that with anybody?
No, not really. I'm like so
you know what I mean? Like little friendship bindings, sisters.
Okay, say it again because you're really starting to break up now. I think it's our weather. Okay, say it again.
Yeah, I heard it echo there. So Sister Sherry and I, when I go down, we're going to probably go into the woods and maybe try and connect to nature together, probably even bond our friendship or sisterhood and things. And I was asking, have you ever done anything like that with any of your sisters or with any friends or anything?
No, because only my paranormal team that goes with me, and then they work, so we only can do it, on Sundays, and then that's when Lee is available to drive. But I don't really have anybody around here. I'm more to myself, other than doing the paranormal. Now, if I had a couple of people that would say, let's go on nature walks, or let's go do this and let's go do that, I would love it. But I tend to stay away from people because so many people stab you in the back. They act like they're your friends in front of you, and then as soon as you get away from them, they're like talking behind your back. So I don't even really have people around here. Yeah. So
Sister Drew's going to be my first one. Sister Drew's going to be my first person I actually physically let come into my spiritual circle and let her be open to that. I don't do that with anybody normally because I am like Sister Mystical. In that way, I'm very private. So it's a big thing to be taking Sister Drew into that. You know what I mean? Just like it's big for Sister Drew to show me her side. You know what I mean? But I'm like Mystical in that way. I don't really I don't let too many people in. Because I've been backstabbed and my craft is very important to me, very secret to me. So Sister Drew, obviously, because she's been my sister for a long time now and I trust her 100%, so I got no problem. But I don't have anyone here that I trust enough to say, come with me and do that. I would never ever open what I am to them. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, for people
I was going to say, I've never had anybody really to do it with before either. I mean,
no, it's
because
exciting.
you have to constantly watch yourself. You have a bubble for the spiritual world to be away from you. Negative, spiritual is what I'm, referring to. But yet you've got the whole world out there that's living that either they want to come in your bubble because you have something that they want, or they're checking your house out to steal from you as soon as you turn your back,
All of that.
or they're trying to separate, you and your spouse, or they're just plain downright a mean ass person and just want to cause problems. So no, I don't have anybody around here that I can go do stuff with. Like I say, other than my team, and it's just one day whenever we go do something that they
No,
can.
I've got like my witchy godmum and my witchy goddad, but they live miles away, and I don't see them all the time, and I don't really do ritual stuff with them or anything like that. I just go out on walks with them, and we just chill, and like I'm very private in my craft, very private, and if I'm letting you into it with me, it'd be privileged because I don't let anyone into what I do. I don't.
Yeah.
I never have, and I never
Yeah.
will. Only Sister Drew. Obviously, if Mystical was here as well, I would be bringing Mystical along as well. We would all be going down as a free and be like,
Yeah,
"Woo!"
be the three
We are free
musketeers.
dancing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Lee could be the van
Yeah,
driver.
we'll have Mr. Lee there, obviously, as well. But I don't think Mr.
Yeah.
Lee would want to be joining in the rituals. I think he might get.
No,
a
he
bit
would be
scared
the
about
van
that.
driver. He would just
Yeah.
stay outside in the van
He
and
goes,
drive
the
us
reason
around
that I'm-
everywhere.
He'll be standing there
Guys,
worshipping the van and keeping the van safe.
Yeah,
Go.
that's funny. But
It's important, guys. If you're going to come into this, it's really important. Your spirituality is a very important and a very secret thing, and don't just let anybody into it. Okay,
it'd be
because
amazing.
not everybody's
The
got
reason
your
I want to
interest
do it
at
with
heart.
Sister shit, I would do it with any of my witchy
Yeah, I mean.
sisters. Honestly, I would.
I would as well, but Sister Drew more than definitely.
yeah, but it's like you have to be just so very careful these days.
Yeah.
I think when I go to
Yeah, I
America,
feel as
I'm
if
going to have to try and find a way to find Sister Mystical and kidnap her for the day.
It's not that. It's not just the tarot readings that worry me. It's the people that go straight to mystical. Yep.
You broke up. You broke up. Can you hear her, Sherry?
Only a little bit. She keeps going in and out.
Yeah. You keep going in and out, Drew.
Well, there you go. Can meet up in the US. You never say never. Is it? I don't know what's going on.
We'll do it.
Don't know
We'll
what's
do
wrong.
it
Maybe
on
my internet, guys.
mutual
I don't know what's
places,
wrong.
because
I
I know Sister
apologise.
Mystical don't like anyone in her house. She's like me. I don't like anyone in my house. We'll just find a mutual grounding to join up with somewhere.
Yeah. It's like having to sage the entire house again, and
not only that, the bloody mad spirits on her land. I don't want no hopalongs coming after me when I walk on her land. You know what I mean? So they can stay behind the barrier.
Yeah. Oh God! So everybody, if you haven't looked, oh my God! And Diane G, and
Diane.
Phoenix, and took when I just in that little 27-second clip of the next investigation we're gonna go to. It's to a cave. Oh yeah, just from that short clip, they're seeing all kinds of spirits.
It looks amazing, and I see some of the pictures that they've got with the pit faces. Wow. Now you can see the green man in one of them. It's clear as day. The green man's in one of them. It looks like the green man.
It's deep.
Yeah. So. And that's a reason on the title, and I put to see if any ancient spirits want to communicate with us.
Yeah.
Because it's like when Lee sent me that clip, and I didn't even have time to review it. I just kind of felt, and I just kind of felt like there's got to be a lot of ancient spirits on that property, especially it being a cave, and they might have used it for shelter, whatever. And so that's going to be a big one. We're just waiting now for Dean, the other guy. I know that Jennifer can make it. Tina's working now, so I'm not sure if she can make it.
I wish you could see it. Over to Mysticals.
It's kind of
your community. Yeah, you've got it in your community wall, haven't you? Go to the community wall, guys. After you'll see it.
It's on my videos for the paranormal, and it's on the shorts because it was only 27 seconds
All right.
long, so I was able to put them on both. So we're just waiting on Dean because he
Hi,
works a lot of
Drew. Hi,
Sundays to see
buddy.
when he's gonna be, available or not. So,
Yeah, no,
hey,
that's going to
Achi
be really cool. And I
Achi.
did see the video
Hi, hi.
of the cave. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
It does look really,
he,
really good.
yeah. So,
Hey, Haji.
And
oh
it's
yeah, Gabe,
amazing
yeah.
because obviously you were drawn to it. I mean, think
Oh,
about it. You've went past that cave and you've been drawn to do an investigation. So, what was drawing you to it? I wonder. Did you get anything
well,
while you were thinking about? Okay, I think I'll investigate that cave.
Well, Lee said that he had driven past it before and he noticed it there. And then he drove past it one time and he seen some people down there. So he said, I know we can go check it, we can go check it out. Because he said there's a place that he can pull off the van and then we can go. So I'm hoping all my team can make it. We'll make
Right.
ends meet because if Tina can't make it because she's working now, if she can't make it, I'm going to see if Dean will run the SLS camera because that's normally what Tina runs.
Right.
Lee said he would run the other camera that Dean would normally have been
Right.
running, and then I can still use all of my devices, and all of that I use. I
Right.
got an
Okay.
eyelash in my eye.
Great.
Uh,
Look
yeah,
more like a
so
green lady. Well,
That'll
there's
be
going to be there's a green, obviously there's green man, there's green lady, like where there's a male,
mhm,
there's a female, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a lot of different energies.
there's
So,
one more.
very much so.
yeah. So I'm
It's
excited
just
about
amazing. I
doing.
think we were doing it.
Yeah, I
Do
had
you know,
no
the
idea
weather's
how.
starting to look spring now. It's getting warmer. So, it's going to be really good to get out
Yeah.
to these investigations again. And I have missed them. And I think because I haven't really been doing them very much. I weren't doing them when it was okay to do them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm
Mhm.
determined to get back to it this year and go to a few places. And I would really love to get back up to Sherwood Forest before I leave as well.
Mhm.
Sherwood Forest, I can't go without seeing
Mhm.
Sherwood Forest again. Can't do that.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
go back there.
I definitely
Yeah.
feel as if I'll be in England probably 2 or 3 times this year. I'll be going down to see Sister Sherry next month, and then I'll definitely be going to see Dolby and things in Nottingham as well, probably about June, July. And I know I have to meet up with Haunted Finders, and I've just to let them know where I'm there. So you're definitely welcome to tag along, sis, if you're still in the country. Meet in Nottingham or something.
Oh yeah, no, I'll still be around that time. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to America without going back to Sherwood. There ain't no way. I
Yeah.
have to go back there.
Yeah. So does
Yeah.
anybody have any questions
Yeah.
or
Got to.
anything for us before we end it live? If y'all notice, I don't have my toboggan on and I don't have a jacket on.
No,
I
because
was
it's
going
getting
to say
warmer.
that's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer. I've had, like I said, I've been having the door open, but even though it's raining and thundering and the wind's blowing like crazy. Oh, before I go any further, Stephanie had sent a message saying the
Ooh.
reason she's not in here is because I think her electric went out or something. It went out.
Oh,
Why is it
So
all
she
three of you,
apologized for
one
that,
man
but
and his dog?
so
Here,
yeah,
about to make a bacon and
just
egg
had to.
sandwich. Don't forget to make us a bacon and egg sandwich. Then that'd be, oh my god, yeah.
one man and his dog here
Egg
in
Oh,
Tobago.
can't beat a bacon and egg sandwich. Can't beat them.
If the world's politically correct.
I've got
It
chicken.
is getting a lot warmer. It has got a lot warmer,
Yeah,
and I would love to get up there and I would
yeah,
like to get back. It's not
Well, guys,
warm
when I
enough
see
yet
Sister
that I
Sherry,
want to do
we'll
it, but
definitely go to the church.
yeah. Because when
What
I
was
go
this? We'll
outside,
be
I'm
going to
all
your church
bundled
when I'm
up.
down.
oh yeah, 100%. You'll be going to my church. You'll be going to my woodland areas as well. There's a couple of places. There's actually some churches and stuff in Biggleswade and Sandy that I haven't been to yet. I feel I might take you over to them as well. So
And you never know, maybe through time, Sister Sherry will come up and we'll have a little
I've
weekend
got to
in
come to
Edinburgh
Scotland.
or something.
Yeah, I've got to come to
Yeah.
Scotland.
So,
That's a must.
guys,
Yeah.
my
83.
advice to you all is keep an eye out on all the 3 channels from now on because I know that we are
Mhm.
going to all start going out. As I told you
Mhm.
when the winter came in, the spirituality stuff and doing the Witchy 101 and things is what we always do in the winter. So and in the off season, we always turn to the live streams and do a little bit of podcasting and a little bit of educating people. But really, when
Mhm.
the good weather comes in, we're all about the paranormal, the spirits, connecting to the spirits as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
The
that will go on
how-to
this year as
videos.
well. We'll show you a
Yeah.
lot of the crossing overs that we do when we're out on location. I'm going to show you a little bit about that this year. So it's going to be an exciting time. Yeah.
No, you ain't said anything wrong, Hatchie. What you want? Of course you haven't. But it was just saying that it sounds really nice that you're making that bacon and egg sarnie or butty, whatever you like to cook.
Why are
Yeah, I
you
know
so
it's sarnie,
laggy?
butty, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we'll get back to doing the workings on showing how to do
Yeah.
certain things and all of that because it'll be warmer. So,
You
I do
want one.
apologise about that coughing, guys. I've gave smoking up and I'm getting a lot of the crap coming off, so I keep coughing. It's not nice.
because one thing about it with your lungs, when you stop smoking, your lungs can
Yes, it's
actually
a
start
process.
healing itself.
Well, have you noticed that I'm not as out
Mhm.
of breath when I'm talking now? Have you noticed that the breathing thing's gone
Mhm.
and stuff? Yeah,
Mhm.
but at the minute I'm coughing a lot because obviously my lungs are clearing and
Yeah. See, what a lot of
yeah.
people don't
Yeah, that'll be
know,
getting.
I mean, you know that Drew smokes, you know that Sherry smoked, she's not smoking anymore. She's getting out of it. A lot of people
I still
don't
smoke the
know.
other thing, but just no backy or anything. I
Oh,
don't put anything with it
no.
now. Nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never smoked like weed or none of that. Now,
No.
when I worked at the prison, I used to be a chain smoker. A lot of people don't know that I used to smoke because that was
But you
a
don't realise.
very stressful job. Yeah, I used to be a chain smoker, and then one day when I ran out of cigarettes. It's like something said, "Don't do it again," and I said, "Okay." So I said, "I'll not buy another pack," and I quit on that day, and I never gave it another thought, and I never picked
But
up
that's what
Wow.
surprised me
another
because I've tried
cigarette.
it 3 or 4 times and I failed. Within hours, I was back up the shop buying backy. This time, it's just I've not even had a craving to go up there and buy anything.
Yeah,
Yes, I've had got
yeah.
cravings and I've been feeling crappy. I still am. I'm all bollocked up and everything else. But
Oh.
I have noticed, like, I walked to my brother's for the first time the other week. Normally, when I walk to my brother's, I'm out of breath and I'm hanging off the tree. And I walked there the other day, and it's like everything was just so light, and I could breathe. And I was just like, "Oh my god!" I
Oh.
was
Yeah,
like walking down the road with my arms out, like I can bloody
yeah.
breathe.
And the
Like taking
longer
it
you
I've not
go,
got
in.
and
all.
the longer you
Extreme.
go with not smoking, your lungs heal themselves, and
You
I
don't
mean it's
realise
like
how damaged
like
you
you're a
actually
totally
damage your
different
body till
person.
you give it up. You don't notice it when you're
Yeah.
Mhm.
doing it. You know what I mean? But I have people coming up to go and Sherry, you get out of breath, and when you're talking, you're trying to catch your breath. And my brother said to me the other day, like,
Prob-
you don't hear it now. It's all cleared up. It's got a lot better.
Good Scott.
Yeah.
You know what you want. Well done. You know what you want.
Yeah.
It will get there in the end, Scott. Seriously.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
get it. You're on the right
Yeah.
path. You're doing all the work. You
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 seem like
get
you
it.
improved.
Mhm.
I do feel like I feel a lot more
You're doing
improved.
amazing.
Like I said,
Mhm.
when you're actually smoking, you don't realise the damage you're doing to yourself until you give up. Then you're like, oh, holy
Mhm.
crap! Like I was really bad. Like
Do you want to know
yeah,
why I started smoking, guys? This is the God's honest truth. I never smoked all through high school. I didn't smoke
no,
as a teenager or anything. Do you want to know why I started smoking? And this is the God's honest truth. Because my friends were smoking when they were drinking, and I thought it looked cool. So when I was
yeah,
in the pub with them, I always liked to have I always stole their cigarettes when I was in the pub drinking. And then it got to the
18.
stage where I started buying cigarettes just to have when I
I
had
was
a drink.
18 when I
And then
first had my
I was
cigarette.
like, yep,
First time was when I was
and that's
18. I
got
never tried when I was young, and the only reason I started smoking was because I was working in a newsagent and people were going out for breaks, and I felt left out, so I started smoking so I didn't feel left out. I wished I never started. Wished I never started.
yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy,
Well, if you
isn't it?
put
The
your
reasons
mind
that you
to it,
start. That's exactly what I
if you put your
started.
A
mind
lot
to
of it
it, you
is
can do it.
to feel in and to
Mhm.
feel like you fit, and it shouldn't
Mhm.
have to be like that. You should be
Yeah.
able to fit in without having
Yeah.
to do stupid stuff to
When
your health. You know
somebody
what I mean?
says they want to quit, if in their brain, if they truly don't want to quit, they're not going to quit. they'll
No.
say, "Oh, I want to
As the
quit," but deep down they're not ready to quit. I mean, they have to seriously know at this point that's it. That's what I did. I was like,
For
I
me, I
tried
think it's
another
my
one.
drive
I quit. That
because
was it. That was it.
like I said, for the last 3 times I tried doing it, it didn't work. I think I've got a big drive behind me because of the people I've lost, the fact of what's going on with my mum. I think
Yeah.
everything's just made me like, yeah, no, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to put that onto
Mhm.
other people if I get sick.
Ah,
So that
see,
just
when we
kicks me
did
up the
start,
arse.
well, obviously, probably the 90s, I started smoking. Tobacco was tobacco then.
Nicotine.
Nowadays, I do believe there's more tar in it. There's more chemicals in it that never was before. Even the tobacco and the cigarettes that you buy today weren't the same cigarettes that you bought 20 years
Oh
ago.
no,
There's so much more nicotine, tar in them, and chemicals in them now.
they're a lot worse today. Definitely today. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have none of those problems when I first started out and stuff like that. All of it has been since all of the chemicals and stuff they've started adding and that. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, because I was watching a
Well,
video. That's what it was. Obviously, like my mum got sick and obviously stuff's happening to her. And I've just lost my friend
Yeah.
recently as well. And I've lost other people, and they've all been to illnesses that can be caused by smoking. You know what I mean? So for me, I was just like,
So
and when
true.
I watched the video the other
Yeah.
day, and I was getting out of breath, I was like, oh my god, like I sound really bad when I'm trying to catch my breath, and that's what it's stuck in my head. I was like, nah, yeah, no,
Yeah, I
It's
would
not.
really
It's not worth
feel
it.
right.
It is not.
it's not worth
It's
it.
been. I don't know.
Yeah.
When I quit, it was like I don't know, 20, 25 years ago. It was a long time ago when I quit.
I would need
Long
something
time
with my
ago.
hands. That's why I started to vape,
Well, that's
because I've
what I
got to
thought,
have
sis.
something in
But you
my
really don't.
hand
If you
all the
like, just like having just holding something in your hand, or like I was worried about putting weight on. That's just a myth. You don't put weight on from giving smoke up unless you eat shit stuff and
Ah,
whatever. Yeah.
sparkles.
When I'm wanting
Yeah.
to, when I start getting a
time.
craving, I go for a banana or an apple or something healthy. You know what I mean? It isn't
Yeah,
all that you eat loads of chocolate and sweets. But I love my chocolate and sweets. You don't have to stop it. Just balance what you eat so you don't put that weight on that way. You know what I mean? Like. But
Mhm.
I struggle because a lot of mine is in my hands, using my hands, but hand going to the mouth. And I've just found just having something like a pencil or having like a bit of plastic piping like that you have on your pen. Just having like
Mhm.
the pen bit and just like using that to just move it up
All
and
right,
down to
yeah,
take that thought away of using your
Mhm.
hand in that.
yeah.
Because a lot of it is your hand and the moving and making it that you
Mhm.
find
I've
really
got my
hard to get
pounding.
past. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
If you can come up
I've
with
been
a
using my
hobby that
Yeah,
helps a
there's a
lot,
lot of
because
ways.
your mind, your hands, your eyes,
Yeah.
your taste buds, your thoughts, everything is geared
My
into
taste buds, oh
that
my god,
hobby and doing
I
stuff
forgot about
other
my taste
than the
buds.
bad habits.
The other day I
Uh,
threw a banana. Right, I love my bananas, and it still hadn't riped out. And obviously, where I've gave up the smoking and stuff, when I bit into it, it tasted rank. I had to throw the banana away. I love my bananas, right? So I waited for it to ripen. I
Wow.
went and done another one, and the flavour in it was so nice. And like, I went back to a couple of things that I normally love eating, and I stopped eating it because it didn't taste
You
right
know,
because of the
mhm,
taste buds. I've got my taste buds back. I went back and I ate it, and I absolutely loved it.
mhm,
And I forgot what it tastes like
oh,
to taste food. You don't taste food when you smoke. You don't taste food when you
yeah,
smoke. You can't taste it
yeah,
at
I
all.
get. I will give
It's
up
mhm,
mad.
eventually, guys. It's just right now. I think of a lot of stress going on and things in my life right now. I would just fail. So there's no point in trying because I would just feel upset at myself for
That's
failing.
because you're putting it in your
So
head
I
that
don't
you'd
want
fail. Don't put it in your head that you'd
mhm,
fail. I'm going through stress. I'm losing my mum, and I've just
mhm,
lost my best mate and stuff like that. You know, you can do it. You
mhm.
can do it,
Yeah, I
and
You
we can
know.
have
help
to
you
I
get
know.
want to
through
do
that.
it. Yeah, you have
We can
to
help you get through that.
physically, emotionally, you have to want to do it. Because some people will say they want to do
Yeah,
it, but they
Yeah,
really,
it
truly
is. It's
don't.
not about that you can't do it,
Yeah,
sis. It's if you're wanting
yeah.
to do it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
When
because
you're
like
ready,
I'm going
and
through
hey,
stress. I'm going
yeah,
through
Drew, when
pain
you're
I'm
and
all
ready,
hurt
good.
and
you'll do it. When you're
mourning and
ready.
and
Yeah,
I didn't think I could do it, and I have done it. You can. It's just you've got to
yeah.
want to in your head. You want to do that.
I'll
It's like
definitely
system is
do them.
saying it won't work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
pardon me.
Yeah, when you're ready, Drew,
do
you'll
it
do
Your
it.
when
sense
you're
of
ready
smell
When
to.
you're
will be
ready.
so much.
when you're ready.
So,
I'll do it,
yeah.
guys.
So,
Yeah.
does anybody have any
1 minute at a
questions?
time.
I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
how we ended up on cigarettes.
your sense of smell will be much better too. I've noticed that
Mhm,
everything on
You know,
me has changed and got
mhm,
so much better. Even my
mhm.
sight, because believe it or not, smoking even affects your sight. I
Yes, it
started
does.
noticing my eyes were getting blurry. I couldn't see properly, and now like it's like ping, like
Hmm.
everything's so more vibrant. And like, I'm
Well,
open and I'm gifted,
yeah.
but since I've gave the smoking up, it's like all of my senses have gone up again because everything's not clouded by the smoking and all of that. Everything just started to go mad again.
hmm.
It's weird.
Yep,
So
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
probably, sis.
Okay, so everybody, I guess nobody's got any questions, so I guess
no,
we'll go ahead and
they
end
seem
it.
to
We're
like our
we're
shows. They
going
don't
an
really
hour.
ask us anything.
That was a fast hour and 25 minutes. I don't think all three of us ever stopped
I
talking the
know.
whole
That's because
entire
No,
time.
well, I'm not being funny, but we have to like been counselling, like counselling for the last 3-4 weeks. So we've been dying to get
Yeah,
on together, and
yeah, yeah. I
Trevor,
mean,
you
always
ever see
something was,
the
was
duo?
coming up, or the weather or whatever.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
praying, I was like, Lord, whatever you do. I mean, the
You
house
weren't
shook
well.
last night so much from the wind. Lee was like, holy crap. I mean, it felt like the whole
Oh.
house was shaking. It was so, so windy.
Good
So
company makes
anyway,
for fast time. That's true. Good company does make fast time. Definitely, I
Oh,
agree
I
with that.
like the white cream egg patcha. I like the white
And we've
ones,
missed
the
each
white
so,
other, and we've
chocolate.
missed you guys. We have missed all of you, so it's been really good to come on here and talk to you
hmm.
all, and we're all back. Like I said, Sister Mystical was ill. Me, I was going through stuff. Sister Drew was going through stuff, but we're back now, So
Yeah.
you know,
So,
But I'm looking
some
after
of
right
you that
now,
don't know
guys.
why
I'm
I
gonna
hadn't been
go
on
and sit
here was because
for.
I got severely dehydrated. So
oh yeah,
I was
very,
trying to
very
get my
severely
shit
hydrated.
together. So,
Yeah.
alrighty. So I'm all good now with all the electrolytes and all of the 100% juices and all of the fruits and all of that I've been drinking, and of course lots of water. See, I
And
drink my
guys,
water
for the
down
people who don't
halfway.
know,
What?
and see if it
I
wasn't
love you
for
three having a run.
Mystical went through all of that dehydration and things a couple of weeks ago. And my sister, a lot of you will see the video I put out. My sister was saying thank you to all the clan, because especially to Mystical, because she said if Mystical hadn't already been through it a couple of weeks ago and was telling Helen that everything was okay, she went through that as well, Helen would have probably took a nervous breakdown. So
Yeah.
she thanks
Yeah.
everybody that was sending prayers, even positive thoughts that you were sending her. She thinks she's all okay.
Oh, you're very sweet,
Yeah.
Scott, and we're
Yeah.
very happy that you enjoy
Yeah.
having us around. You're a lovely person. We love all of you very much so. And yeah, like Sister Drew's been going through it with her sister and that, and Sister
Yeah.
Mystical's been really unwell, and I've been going through it and been unwell, and I've
Hmm.
lost people and that. But it's just good to be back and being us again, isn't it? It's really nice to be
Yep.
back. So
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Stronger
all
together.
right.
Always say that. All
Hmm.
stronger together.
always be the three of us, won't it? The three musketeers, as we say. The three, the
Yeah.
three musketeers.
Yeah. So we're gonna let y'all go, and out of us three musketeers, we're gonna see who's the one while I end the stream can make the weirdest faces. So are you guys ready? We're gonna make some weird faces. Let me see if I can make my cross-eyed. There we go.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Look.
Right, here we go.